This is not just a story, it's a journey of love, sacrifice, heartbreak, and destiny. What you are about to listen is based on a true story that unfolded over many years across cultures and generations. The names have been simplified, but the emotions are real. Sometimes life takes us on unexpected paths, but nothing happens without purpose. If we remain sincere, patient, and good to others, Allah will bring to us what is best. And if something is truly meant for us, even after years of distance and pain, it will find its way back. Because what Allah has written, no one can erase. Ali was a shy college student, a very smart and clever young man who was always focused on his studies. He didn't care much about spending weekends with friends. His time and energy were all dedicated to schoolwork. On some days, he would get home late and pass by his favorite restaurant to order his favorite dish. The restaurant staff knew Ali very well and often had his order ready before he even said a word. One day, while he was waiting for his food, a very beautiful girl walked in and placed an order. Ali had never spoken to any girl before, as his mind was always on his studies. But that day, something changed. His heart skipped a beat when he saw her. When his order was ready, he left the restaurant, telling himself he would forget about her by the time he got home. That night, however, she stayed on his mind. The next day, Ali went back to the restaurant hoping to see her, but she didn't show up. On the third day, he returned, and there she was. Ali's heart started racing. He didn't know what to say or how to start. She took her order and left. He went home, disappointed. He tried again the next day, but 2 weeks went by without seeing her again. He blamed himself for not having spoken to her the first or second time. This was the first time he had liked a girl and wanted to talk to her. He wished someone could teach him how to approach her without breaking any Islamic boundaries. A month passed. One day, Ali passed by the restaurant again to grab some food, and there she was, waiting for her order. He told himself, "This is your chance." He went up to her and greeted her. Then he said, "Excuse me, sister. Please think positively of me. I want to talk to you." The girl walked away. Ali followed her gently, saying, "Please, listen to me. My intention is good, I promise." She turned and asked, "What do you want?" He said honestly, "I really like you since the first day I saw you." She went quiet. Ali handed her a piece of paper. "This is my number. Please give to your wali to call me." He went home and waited for days. No call came. He gave up until one evening his phone rang. It was her. She said, "I'm Rowan. We met at the restaurant. I'm calling now with my mother sitting beside me. This is my first and last call, so please be honest." Ali was overjoyed. He replied, "My intention is sincere. I've liked you from the moment I saw you. I'll be straightforward. I'm still studying and have 1 year left. Then I want to settle down, and I want you to be my wife." Rowan replied, "But you have to know we're from a poor family." Ali answered, "No one in this world is truly rich. Everything we have, we will leave behind one day." Ali and Rowan fell in love quickly. A few months later, they met while Rowan was with her family. Ali would sometimes pass by just to see her from afar. Rowan always kept her mother in the picture. They kept their distance and maintained a clean relationship. After a year, Ali was ready to marry. He told his mother, "I want to get married." She replied, "But you're still young." "I have a job now, Mum. I'm ready," he said. "And there's someone I have in mind." His mother asked, "Who is she?" "She's from Jordan. I love her very much. Please, Mom." Ali took his mother to visit Rowan's family. He stayed in the living room with the men, while his mother sat with the women in another room. On their way back home, Ali asked, "Did you see her?" "What do you think? What did they say?" His mother only replied, "Let's talk when we get home." Once they were home, she said, "Yes, the girl is very beautiful, but they are very poor, and we are from a rich family. They are also not from our community." Ali said, "So what's the problem, Mum?" She replied, "I'm not happy with this marriage. I've had a girl in mind for you for a long time." Ali pleaded, "No, Mum, please, I want this girl." His mother said firmly, "If you marry her, I will not talk to you." Ali went to his father to ask him to talk his mother, but his father simply said, "Whatever your mother says, I agree with her." Ali was heartbroken. For days he couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about how much he loved Rowan and how he could possibly tell her that his mother didn't approve. Rowan had been waiting and expecting to become his wife. Ali decided to go to Rowan's father and tell him everything. After spending days and many sleepless nights, Ali made a decision. He went to Rowan's father and said, "My parents refused, but I am here to ask for Rowan's hand in marriage." Rowan's father looked at him and replied, "No, son. We cannot accept your proposal without the approval of your parents. We have our own traditions, just like you do." Ali felt helpless. So he went to his office and spoke to some respected managers who were well known in the city for their wisdom and good character. These men agreed to go with Ali to visit Rowan's father. Rowan's father couldn't say no to them. And so the engagement took place. Ali and Rowan were very happy. Ali told his family about the engagement and said, "For the wedding, I want all of you to be there, please." Ali's mother became very upset. She started crying so much that she got very sick and was taken to the hospital. Everyone in the family blamed Ali. "It's all because of you," they said. Ali was heartbroken. When his mother came back home, she refused to speak to him. He kept apologizing and begged her to accept Rowan. But she looked at him and said, "I want you to divorce her and marry my friend's daughter. Otherwise, don't speak to me again." Ali had no choice. He went back to Rowan's father and apologized. Then he divorced Rowan. The next day, Ali called Rowan and apologized to her. Rowan said, "It's okay. But just know this, I will never get married to anyone." Ali replied, "Rowan, please don't say that. You are still young and beautiful. You'll find someone who is better than me." But she said, "I meant what I said." Ali ended up marrying the girl his mother had chosen. Right after the wedding, he asked his workplace to transfer him to another city. He didn't want to stay in the same city where Rowan lived, the girl he truly loved. Years passed. Ali had 2 children. One day, his phone rang. It was Rowan. Ali didn't want to answer. He didn't want the memories to return, but he couldn't ignore her call. Rowan said, "I'm sorry to call you, but we don't have anyone to help us. We're in a very difficult situation. My father passed away and we have a loan. We can't renew our residence permit. You came to my mind, and I thought maybe if you could help us just to renew the permit." Ali replied, "Rowan, don't say sorry. I'm glad you called me instead of someone else." He sent her a large amount of money, and through conversation on the phone, he guided her on how to start a small business. After that, Ali felt some peace in his heart. At least he had done something good after breaking her heart. Then he decided to change his phone number and move on from her completely. 3 years later, Ali and his family moved back to their home city. One day, his 13-year-old daughter asked for a special dress for her school function. So, Ali took her to a well-known boutique that designs custom dresses. He waited outside in the car. After some time, his daughter returned. On their way home, she said with excitement, "Dad, I really enjoyed talking to the lady there. She is the manager in that place. She is so kind. She didn't charge me anything. When I arrived, they took my measurements. Then the manager asked for my name and last name. After I told her, she looked at me and asked, "Is your dad Ali?" I said yes, and she smiled. "Dad, that lady is very beautiful. She treated me like a princess. She ordered drinks and chocolates for me and told everyone to take care of me." Ali's heart skipped a beat. Could it be Rowan? But he didn't want to show his daughter that he was curious. That night, he couldn't sleep. His mind kept whispering, "Is it really Rowan?" A week later, his daughter told him that she received a call that her dress was ready. Ali told her, "Call the manager and ask what she'd like for lunch. Let's get her something as a gift to thank her for her kindness." But this was more than a thank you. Ali had a plan. He told his daughter to mention 2 specific dishes, the kind that Rowan used to love from the restaurant where they first met, just to see her reaction. When Rowan replied with the exact name of her favorite dish, Ali knew, without a doubt, it was her. They picked up the food and went to the boutique. Rowan knew in that moment that Ali had figured it out. She could feel it in her heart, but she also knew that he had a family now, and assumed he was happy. Therefore, all she wanted is to wish him the best. But for Ali, this encounter stirred emotions he thought he'd buried long ago. It wasn't closure. It was the beginning of something new. That night, Ali didn't sleep. The next morning, he called the boutique and asked to speak to the manager. "Hello?" said a familiar voice. Silence filled the call. It felt like the world had gone dark, except for one small light, Ali and Rowan's light. They exchanged greetings, then fell silent again. Finally, Ali asked, "Rowan, are you married?" More silence. Then she answered, "Why do you ask?" "I just want to know," he said. "Didn't I tell you?" she replied softly, "that I will never marry anyone else?" Ali's heart beat faster. "Please, can I have your mobile number?" "Why?" she asked. "Just, please give it to me." She did. The next day, Ali called and said, "I want to meet you, with any of your family member, just for coffee." Rowan agreed. She came with her family, and when Ali saw her again after so many years, his heart melted. Memories came flooding back. He looked at her in the eyes and asked straight away, "Rowan, will you marry me?" At first, she refused. "I don't want to get married," she said. "I hate the idea of marriage." Then she hesitated and asked, "What about your mother?" Ali lowered his head. "She passed away." Rowan was quiet. "I'm sorry to hear that," she said gently. Then after a moment of stillness, she said, "Yes, I accept your proposal." She continued, "I tried to call you last year to return the money you gave me, but your number was changed. I've grown my business, and our life is different now. All thanks to Allah, who used you as a means." Ali smiled. "I never gave you that money as a loan, Rowan. There's nothing to return." He proposed officially. Then came the hard part. Ali went to his first wife. He bought her a beautiful house and gave her everything she ever wished for. Then he sat down and told her the full story about Rowan, his first love. She was heartbroken and furious. Ali said softly, "I gave you all that you wanted. I was always a good husband and a good father. I've never treated you unfairly. The choice is yours. Either accept Rowan as a second wife or ask for a divorce." She chose divorce. Ali and Rowan got married. And today, as I share this true account with you, Ali and Rowan have found happiness together after years of separation. Their love story, once thwarted by family expectations when Ali married another woman at his mother's insistence, has come full circle. Now, with Ali and Rowan finally married, both families are attempting to reconcile with Ali's first wife, hoping she might return to live peacefully in her role once again. Life, with all its complications and unexpected turns, sometimes finds a way to fulfill what was meant to be. Now that you've heard their journey, tell me, what do you think? Should Ali have told his first wife the truth before marriage, hoping she might understand and choose to step back? Or maybe he shouldn't have divorced Rowan at all. Should he have fought for her, trusted that time would soften his mother's heart? Life isn't always clear-cut, but sometimes silence costs more than honesty. What would you have done if you were in Ali's place? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts.